Hello my trader friends! So welcome back to our channel. So for this video, we will be having our conclusion regarding all the functions and methods that we have tackled in our previous videos regarding the list as a data collection types. Okay, so without further ado, let's have our list exercised. Let's go! Okay, so we're currently actually done with the list collection data types, and since we have still different other data types just like the tuples, sets, and dictionaries, before our discussion regarding those all other collection data types, let's just have a short exercise regarding all the functions and methodologies that we have discussed in relation to our list. Okay, so we have here a task wherein all of those functions and methods will be used. Okay, not if not all, majority of those. Okay, so for our task, we should create a blank list named economic data. So that is the first task. We actually have another task on the next buttons or on the next rows of this PowerPoint presentation. But before that, let's go to our Anaconda first. Open our Jupyter notebook and let's start coding. Okay, so we are here on our Jupyter notebook, and let's have first our title. So let's have here list exercise. Okay, so let's mark it down and run. Okay, so for the first task, we should create a blank list named economic data. Okay, so economic data equal. So I hope you still remember that when we say list, it is actually enclosed in a square bracket, not in parentheses. So let's have a square bracket here. Then let's print economic data for us to be able to see if there is already an economic data list. Take note of the spelling and the what we call this, the upper and lower cases, because our Python programming is actually case sensitive. Okay, anyway, so let's run this. Okay, so we're done having our economic data, and as you can see on our output, it is actually blank. It is an empty list, but still the list is already existing. Okay, so for our next task, let's go back to our PowerPoint presentation. Okay, for the second task, we should add an item named interest rates using append. Okay, so I hope you still remember how append works. By the way, if you are watching this video and yet you don't know the basics of the functions and methods under the list collection data types, please watch those videos first, because this video is a conclusion of all those functions and methods that we have tackled before. Alright, so you can check it on our playlist of the Python programming. Okay, so let's go now to our Jupyter notebook and let's add interest rate item using the append function. Okay, so let's copy first our economic data. So economic data dot append, and we have the parentheses, and of course let's write here interest rates. Okay, so let's print it now. Upon printing, our result must have a single item inside our list, which is the interest rates. Okay, so let's run this, and we are correct. Okay, so we're now done with our second task. Let's go for our third task. The third task here is to add items using extend, and the items to be added are inflation, GDP, and business confidence. Okay, so the fourth task, let's do it after this third task. So again, inflation, GDP, and business confidence using the extend. So just a short recap, using the append, we can only add a single item inside our list. But if we used the extend method of the Python programming, we can add actually 2 or more items inside our list. That's why on our third task, it says that we should use extend rather than using the append function. Okay, so let's go to our Jupyter notebook. So economic data dot extend. And as you remember, since we are having here an additional items inside our list, if we are going to use only parentheses, it will result to an error. So it should have also a square bracket inside before stating the items to be added. Okay, so the items are, again, we have here inflation, GDP, and business confidence. So let's have inflation, GDP. Don't forget the double quotation, my friends. And business confidence. Okay, now let's now print our economic data list. So upon printing this economic data list, the output must be, since we already have the interest rates before using the append function, so the output must be interest rate, inflation, GDP, and business confidence. So let's run this. Okay, so we have now currently 4 items inside our economic data list. Let's go back again to our PowerPoint presentation. And for the fourth task, we should now insert NFP in index number 3 using insert function. So NFP insert index number 3. Let's go. So economic data dot insert, and after the insert term there must be an open and close parenthesis, and of course based on our syntax on insert, I hope you still remember the first to be typed or to be added in our open and close parenthesis is the number of the index number where we will insert something or additional item, which is on our task, that is number 3, meaning to say, so since this is index number 3, interest rate here is the index number 0, inflation number 1, GDP number 2. So between GDP and business confidence, there must be an NFP. That is what we were going to do right now. Okay, so let's write here 3, NFP. Okay, so let's print economic data. So upon printing, the output must be interest rate, inflation, GDP, and business confidence. GDP, NFP, and business confidence. Okay, so let's run this. And we are correct. So that's how insert function works in Python programming. Okay, let's go to our next task. For our next task, we should remove the item business confidence using pop. I hope you still remember pop. And after removing business confidence using pop, we should insert consumer confidence using insert function in the same number where business confidence was. So therefore, business confidence should be replaced with consumer confidence using pop and insert functions. Okay, so let's go now to our Jupyter notebook. Okay, so first we should delete this using pop. We should remove this business confidence. So let's write here economic data dot pop. And if you recall our discussion regarding the pop, actually the pop has 2 ways to execute. First is we need to specify what index number we should pop, what index number, what item using its index number to be popped. And the second one, if we don't input any items inside our open and close parentheses, the item that is on the last part of our list will be the one who will be popped. Okay, in our case, as you can see on our previous result, the business confidence, which is we are about to remove right now, is actually the last one. So either of the two, whether we specify the index number of this business confidence, which is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, index number 4, or we do nothing, we write nothing here, since it is the last one, it will be the one to be popped. Okay, so for now, I will opt to write nothing here. So for the next, what is the next task? The next task is to insert the same in the same index number, which is the last one, the consumer confidence. Okay, so let's go again to our Jupyter notebook. So let's write here economic data dot insert then here we should specify our index number, which is again 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. So index number 4, or the last item, and let's write here consumer confidence, okay, in place of the business confidence. Now let's print the economic data list. So the answer here must be interest rates, inflation, GDP, NFP, and consumer confidence instead of business confidence, since we popped it already. Okay, so let's run it. Let's see if we are correct. And we are correct here. As you can see, the business confidence is now the consumer confidence. Okay, let's go back again to our PowerPoint presentation. For the last task, we are tasked here to have the items inside our list sorted in an ascending order. Okay, so I hope you still remember that. That is actually one of the last parts of our tutorial regarding the list functions and methods. So let's go to our Jupyter notebook and let's sort all the items inside the list in ascending order. So let's write here economic data dot sort and open and close parentheses. I hope you still remember the syntax of using the sort. That is basically reverse equals false. So false here means to execute or to sort the items inside the list in an ascending order. So if we wanted to sort the items inside the list in a descending order, it must be reverse equals true. But since we are tasked to arrange the items in an ascending order, we will use the reverse equals false. Okay, so let's now print the economic data list, and upon printing, this must be sorted in an ascending order. So let's see. So let's click the run, or again for the shortcut key, I'm using right now shift return since I am a Mac user. So if you are a Windows user, you can actually click shift plus enter. Okay, so let's run this. And as you can see, my friends, the first item now is consumer confidence, followed by the GDP, followed by inflation, followed by interest rates, and lastly, we have the NFP. And as you can see, it is now arranged in an ascending order. So let's go to our PowerPoint presentation. Let's see if there's another task. Enter. Okay, so that's all. There's no task anymore. And I hope you learned something from our series of videos regarding the list functions and methodology. So again, we still have the next collection data types, which are the tuples, the sets, and dictionaries. For now, we are done having our list collection data type. Okay, so again, this is the Engineer Trader, your partner from learning to earning. Don't forget to like, share, and comment below on our video if you learned something from this tutorial. Also, share this tutorial to your friends who are currently learning all about the Python programming, my friends, and join our community. Don't forget to join our community. We have the community in Facebook. All the links are in the video description. Okay, as always, my friends, may your trades be great. Bye-bye.